Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a huge question that everyone in the cloud faces. Our systems, they're creating these mountains of data, but what does it all actually mean? We're going to follow that data on a journey, from just a messy pile of information to clear, beautiful insights. So, let's dive in. So, just picture this for a second. Every single part of your system is constantly talking, right? It's generating logs, metrics, alerts. It's just this constant flood of noise. But having all that data doesn't mean you have answers, does it? The real trick, the real skill, is learning how to find that important story that's hidden inside all of that raw information. All right, so here's our plan. We'll start with what we're calling the problem of data. Then we'll look at how we capture all that raw info and get it organized in a giant data warehouse. After that, it's all about making it look good, making data beautiful. We'll also need to figure out how to tag your costs so we know where the money's going. And finally, we'll wrap it all up and see why this all matters. First up, the problem of data. And this right here is the core challenge. See, it's not that we don't have enough information, it's that we're basically buried in it. Let's see what that really looks like. I want you to imagine walking into a library where every single book has been just thrown into a giant pile in the middle of the floor. That's exactly what your raw system logs are like. The information you need, like how much your VMs are actually being used, it's definitely in that pile somewhere. But trying to find one specific story, one specific answer, it feels pretty much impossible. Okay, so how do we even begin to sort that massive pile of books? Well, the very first step is actually pretty simple. We just need to make sure we've collected every single book, so nothing gets lost in all that chaos. And this is where a tool like Google's cloud logging comes into play. Think of it as this super dedicated collector. Its one and only job is to just gather every single log your systems produce and stick them all in one place. It's not trying to organize them yet, but it makes absolutely sure that nothing gets missed. All right, so we've collected all our books. Awesome. But now we need to get them out of that messy pile and onto some shelves where we can actually find what we're looking for. It's time to build our library, or what we in the tech world call a data warehouse. And this is where the difference really clicks into place. Cloud logging, that's like a microphone that just records every single word of a conversation. BigQuery, on the other hand, is the tool that takes that messy recording and turns it into an organized, searchable book. It's all about bringing structure to that chaos so we can start asking some real questions. And that is why BigQuery is such a beast. It's not just a bookshelf, it's a massive data warehouse. It's built from the ground up to handle just mind-boggling amounts of information. We're talking terabytes, even petabytes. You can ask it really complex questions, which we call queries, and boom, you get answers back almost instantly. It is the organized library that we need. Great. So we've asked our questions, and our data warehouse has given us answers. But a lot of the time, those answers come back as these giant tables full of numbers. I mean, that's not very helpful for most people, right? We need to present our findings clearly. So, welcome to the Data Art Gallery. This is the magic of a tool like Looker Studio. If BigQuery is the library where you go to find facts, then Looker Studio is the art gallery that displays those facts. It takes all those boring rows and columns of numbers and transforms them into these beautiful, interactive charts and dashboards that pretty much anyone can understand just by looking at them. It's like creating a visual report card for your systems. So let's just recap that journey, right? It's 3 simple steps. First, you capture the raw data with cloud logging. Second, you analyze it in the BigQuery warehouse. And third, you visualize your findings with a Looker Studio dashboard. Capture, analyze, visualize. That's it. That's the core workflow. Now, this whole process is perfect for understanding performance. We get it. But there's another equally important question we've got to answer. It's great that our systems are up and running, but what are they actually costing us? And maybe even more important, which system is costing what? To answer that question, we need a totally different approach. We need a way to organize our spending before the bill even shows up. It's time to follow the money. The key to all this is an incredibly simple but really powerful feature called labels. Honestly, the easiest way to think about them is as digital sticky notes, or price tags. You can attach these labels to basically any cloud resource you create, a virtual machine, a storage bucket, a database, you name it. So here's how it actually works, because this is the important part. Let's say you have different systems, like a web service and a database, and they're all running in the same project. The bill just comes as one giant number. But if you put a label, a little price tag on every single component, something like system web service, you can then filter your billing data. You can literally ask it, hey, just show me the total cost for the web service, and you'll get a precise answer. It just brings perfect clarity to your cloud spending. Okay, let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. Why are we doing all this? Why is it so important? Well, it's all about taking a journey from the fog of confusion to the clarity of real understanding. You see, cloud logging, BigQuery, Looker Studio, and labels, they're not just separate tools. They're a complete system. They're designed to work together to turn that chaos of raw data into clear insights that you can actually do something with. And this lets you make really smart decisions about both the performance and the cost of everything you're running. So now you've got a really solid foundation. You know what these tools are, and you know why they matter. But knowing what a hammer and a screwdriver are for is one thing. Actually, picking the right tool for the right job when you're under pressure, well, that's a whole different ballgame. We're going to put that knowledge to the test in our next explainer. I'll see you then.